What's going on, everybody? This is Childish. We're back at it again with the next Destiny 6 video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be bringing you that first look on the new Silvas faction raid boss, Mr. Destro. I believe we have 3 opportunities to try to take him down, but we're only going to be doing 2 of which, one with a heavy meta comp and then one without. And then of course we'll go ahead and jump in there at the very end for some summons as we want to see if we can pull that new natural 5-star Chen. So our first team is all lined up and ready to go. Basically we're going to be running the big 3 alongside with Paper Kerr and Paper Fran. But before we get into the match, we definitely want to go ahead and check out the helpful tips right above the Scissor Yannick there to see if there's anything that we can learn from the information here in order to improve our comp here. So it looks like we got a weakness on the breaking skill as well as the burn effect here. So of course with the high break point, we're looking to bring some units out there that can provide multiple breaks, or either multiple breaks or a high breaking point within their break, if that makes sense here. So obviously Paper Kerr is going to be the one that we're going to utilize here. And then we have also Paper Adonis that's going to be able to kind of assist with that if I cannot break them, right out of the gate on the 7 point. I don't believe my Paper Kerr is skilled out on the second skill, but that's okay. We'll just kind of go through the process here and see what we could do. And it looks like Destro is repping that Scissor leader skill. So because of the fact that, and I'm guessing this because of the fact that they're giving us a recommended leader attribute for a rock. So we're going to go ahead and switch our Rock June in that leader position, despite the fact that he's only going to benefit himself on the leader skill. That is okay. We're just going to kind of run with it. Now, of course, one of the other big things to mention here is the burning aspect. So you got to really hand it to Netmarble here. They're actually providing us not only the recommendation for the weakness, but also a couple of units here that, down below that have that burning mechanic here. So obviously we have a couple of these that we've kind of sitting in the 4-star max. One of the ones that I'm recently taking a look at, and I think a lot of people have taken a look at as well, is the Paper Orang. So we're going to go ahead and have her jump in the mix in the next fight. This time around, we're going to go without the burning. We just want to go ahead and run in there, see how long we can last with our current setup here, okay? So let's go ahead and get that Rock June all ready to go, and let's get it on. This should be pretty interesting here. First round. Let's take a look at the schematic here. Breaking down this as this Destro runs up the tree, lands it up, and is ready to do work. All right. I ain't gonna lie, the just kind of gameplay, the look overall looks pretty good. All right, but now we're gonna go ahead and roll with. We're going to go ahead and just put up some buffs, kind of go through the skills and see what we can do here. All right, all right. I already got the buff up by Paper Fran, so I'm gonna go ahead and smash that, get the Adonis shield up. Looks like the breaking point is set, so let's go ahead and see if we can break it all. And now, of course, my skills were not available. My Paper Kerr wasn't able to get it going, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and see if we can move. We weren't able to move there. I'm a little bit slow on my movement here. I ain't gonna lie. It looks like the movement in general is a little bit slow, but that's okay. I feel like I'm in slow mode. I don't know what it is, but it's all good. Let's go ahead and run it out here. Now, again, I'm going to go ahead and put my skill up, get my breaking points in. That should be enough to break them down, so we got it. All right, so let's buff up. Let's do a big hit here with that Rock June and Paper Fran, and then now let's go ahead and take a second to heal up and try to get out of the way of that tail. Unfortunately, we were not able to do it. Let's put the shield up if we can. We were able to, no, we were not able to get it up, so now let's just go ahead and try to get some break points in. All right, Paper Fran skill is in, and get the heal going. Again, I'm looking for my leader so I don't run into that. Skill. We were able to protect us from that invulnerability shield. Now, keep in mind that my Paper Adonis is not maxed out, so we're gonna go ahead and save that. Buff up, and again, land some big hits here, and go ahead and reduce the cooldown times from the skills. Man, I'll tell you what though, as slow-mo as this feels, I'm still like just reacting quite a bit low. I mean, obviously I'm doing it the first time here. It's kind of expected for me to fail. We'll see how it goes, but let's go ahead and try to use Paper Adonis once again to get our shield up as we cycle through our skills. Looks like he has kind of a charging ability, and take note there, looks like we got some new buffs going on, which provides him, oh shoot, hold on a second. Let's stay alive. Let's stay alive here. Come on already. Oh, get out of the way. Was I able to get out of the way? I don't know if I was able to get out of the way. Okay, okay. So we got 3 seconds on our skill. Let's go ahead and pop the shield again. All right, all right. Come on. It's weird because I get in those animations and I'm not able to move. But I guess that's to be expected there. I'm trying to get out of the way. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to dodge it. All right. So let's go ahead and not use our shield just yet. Let's go ahead and wait for him to be broken. Now let's go ahead and put it up. Let's go ahead and bring the cooldowns, and so far so good. Of course, our heals are a little bit low. Let's go ahead and try to maneuver out, as we know that our skills are down a little bit. Again, trying to make sure that I have that damage mitigation buff up on Paper Fran. Oh my god, nice job there. I literally ran right into the unit. Rest in peace, that team. All right. Okay. Take a look at my shield. Shield is back up. Is it up? Okay. So we got that going. Let's go ahead and heal up. Let's provide this and get the buff in to help out with the DPS. Okay, so again, really trying to be conscious about my skills, making sure that I'm cycling them. But as you guys can see, it is even like it's a little bit harder for me to cycle through those abilities. This kind of reminds me of the Carol's Trial, where you don't even look at the units. You just look at the skills and try to keep up. You know. Whoops! I went ahead and spent one of my breaking abilities when I didn't need to. We got the invulnerability shield up, so we should be good. Let's go ahead and knock off this last breakpoint. So again, we're gonna save our other skills, buff up if we can, trying to get ourselves this big hit. Ooh, wow! I got the invulnerability, or the invulnerability shield was supposed to be up. Oh wow, we got some ads going on here. Okay, so again, we did some maneuvering around. Obviously, that's a pretty horrific score right there. So take note that, as you guys can imagine, if we were able to cycle our abilities a little bit better, I think obviously we can get a pretty high score because of the mechanic of what we're kind of noticing now. I did not notice any kind of stripping shield mechanic, possibly an interrupt. If it was in there, but again, it looks like it's allowing us to cycle the ability, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. We got our second team all set up and ready to go, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. First one leading out the pack, we got the Rock Arcana, of course, with that recent change, providing that high critical rate buff alongside with 2 heal mechanics from her ability and a status shield. We're going to be able to prevent some of those debuffs that are going to be coming our way, and then of course assisting our DPSers by means of that high critical rate, regardless if it's defense scaling or attack scaling, in order to do some damage here. We got 2 types of different damage amplifiers here by means of Scissor Shaolin as well as Rock Julian. We got that Spotlight debuff that we're going to be able to use and provide us even a higher chance of critically hitting, as well as some high DPS from his second skill, Vortex Missile. And then naturally, Scissor Shaolin, she has a damage amplification buff as well as the debuff, so we got a lot of damage amplifications coming into play in order to get the job done, okay? Now, Rock Arcana has that double heal mechanic, but of course we know that's not going to be enough, so I decided to go with Paper June in this situation. Now, Paper June is one of those unique units in the game that has the breaking ability that is stackable. So it is a 2 break point with a stackable skill. That means that we're going to be able to cycle his skills and provide us basically 4 breaking points just from that skill alone. And then hopefully with Scissor Shaolin as a breaker as well, we're going to be able to kind of keep up with that Destro. Even though it is 7-point breaks, it's going to be a little bit harder, but it should be fun. It should be fun. Now, I do have Rock Ignis in here, but let's go ahead, since we have everything set up and considering we have the critical rate buff and all that set into play, let's go ahead and bust out one of the highly recommended units there. If we can find her. I believe I have her sitting around. Okay, Paper Orang. So Paper Orang, again, double burn with this one here, provided that she critically hits her. So again, even though I think Rock Ignis can do the job, considering that we can land that burn mechanic and we have the debuff iteration, this one's going to have that double debuff here. And then of course, we're going to be able to get a little bit more DPS out of the fact that we have her set on concentration, considering the team that we got going on here. I think this is going to work a little bit better. But again, we don't have Paper Adonis. We don't have Rock June. This is one of those things where, depending on how bad I play, it could go pretty bad. But obviously we shouldn't last as long as we did. But it's okay. We're not here to break records here. We're just kind of basically showcasing the gameplay. So, all right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead and buff up, as we want to go ahead and get some high damage in. Let's go ahead and, since the critical rate buff is in, we did get a double burn there. So we're going to go ahead and save our skills. Let's get the spotlight ability going. We're waiting for that break point to come in. Ooh, he did get me on the breaking ability. So that's unfortunate, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and try to get a couple big hits in. We weren't able to do so. Oh, I'm trying to move here. I'm trying to remove if I can. Let's see if I can dodge it once again. Okay, we were able to dodge. Now we're going to go back in there. Oh, we got some ads going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to hit my breaking points. Was I able to break it? I was not able to break it, and I don't have any heals up right now. It looks like we just got stunned, ripped the dream. So I'm trying to get out of the way of that tail. Wasn't able to do so. We're going to have to use our shield in order to keep ourselves up, try to maneuver around. And now let's go ahead and land some skills. It looks like, though, we were trying to land some skills on the boss. We weren't able to do so. So rip the dream there. It looks like those ads got in our way. And because we weren't targeting the boss, we basically did the worst we can for the video. Oh, rest in peace. Okay, but hey, you know what? It's okay. We're going to leave it in. Why? Because that's what happens. Sometimes you fail. I don't know what the score would have been, but hey, just kind of imagine in your head what it would be, okay? Fail. Before we get into the summons, let's go ahead and take a look at one of the controversial changes in the recent update. The ability to change the substats on our orbs and on our crests here. Right now, I am currently in my Scissor Colada, which is probably what I'm going to be taking a look at if I decide to, get involved in this and make some changes. Taking a look at some of the units that I use all the time with regards to my compositions here. So obviously the big three are going to be up in there. Now, we got Miss Scissor Colada. She is an attack scaling healer as well as the cooldown reduction. So we're not only looking for the just kind of general substats for any offensive unit that has anything with regards to attack. We're looking for the HP. We're looking for skill cooldown reduction. That's going to be our number one thing there. And so I'm going to look at this slot 3 here. We do have, let's see, we'll take a look at here. We do have status activation, HP percentage and attack percentage here. So effective HP is improved with the HP, right? We get the attack to help out with her heal. And the status activation, if I recall correctly, she does have a cleansing ability on her second skill, the healing ability. So we're going to keep all of our percentage-based stats, and we're going to try to change out this stat right here. Now, from what I understand, and help me if I'm, tell me if I'm wrong here. We got obviously a ton of different stats here that it can be. So we could say like a 1 in what, 1 in 12, 1 in 13 chance here, but that amount of chance gets reduced because of the ones that we currently have in the bonus substat. As you guys know, the only duplicate stat that we can get is the one that's in our innate. So, because of the fact that we don't have any skill cooldown reduction, but the other percentage-based ones are used, then that gives us a little bit better chance to get the one we want. Since we don't have skill cooldown reduction. However, we still have a couple of flat stats that we can get, and because we have those scrolls available, we can get those scrolls, the dragon scrolls, from the faction bosses we collect them. I haven't grabbed my tickets, obviously, as you guys can see. We're just going to be using the rubies that we have available, as I was able to get like about 3,500 rubies for this for just getting, I think, level 55, 60, and 65. So again, we're only going to do this probably about 5 times. I'm not going to spend too much time into it, but I just want you guys to see kind of how this works and what's your thoughts on it, okay? So one thing to take note here is, obviously I've already done a couple of changes, but with the recent change, oh my god, defense percentage is good, right? With the recent change, we have, we're able to use the rubies, and it looks like there is no change as far as, how much you invest into it. So every single time you do it, you're going to be able to do 100 rubies, and you're going to be going with it. Now, I know this is kind of a cringe moment, as we probably shouldn't change this, but again, cooldown reduction is super important. So we're going to go ahead and try it out a couple more times. I don't want to waste all my rubies here. Maybe down the road, I'll go ahead and try my luck and see if we can do it. What do you know? Apparently for the video, all you have to do is try it twice, spend 200 rubies, and now you got the cooldown reduction. So, considering this mechanic set into play, we initially thought, if they were going to allow rubies, maybe they were going to up the amount that we can, that it would cost to do, or maybe there's just going to be a limitation on how many times we could do. But it looks like basically if you have the rubies, a ton of rubies, then you can essentially do this until you get just really, really lucky and get the one you want. which is kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of scary when I think about the current state of the game and how they're kind of going. They're kind of going with this here. So, but again, as I stated before in the previous video, please let me know what you guys' thoughts on this. Could this essentially break the game? Could this make it a little bit too easy? My biggest concern is just for the newer players, right? The newer players, the beginner players out there that are getting involved with their 1-star, 2-star orbs, and they're like, oh my goodness, I got 100 rubies, I got 1,000 rubies. Let me go ahead and try to improve my 2-star orbs here, and not realize how much resources you can waste just by making some of the changes here. So it's kind of scary thought to think about, but again, it is what it is right now. Like I said, I'm just gonna take advantage of it as it's available, and I'm sure everybody else, you know, that has the opportunity or has gotten all these free rubies that we've been getting, you know, do it as well. Because again, we do not know if they're gonna make any changes down the road, so might as well take advantage of it now before anything gets updated here. But obviously, with the current state of it, I'm not really happy with it. But again, it is what it is. So we got the free summon, so we're gonna knock that out. We also got some 10+1s here. We'll go ahead and try that out. We'll try a 10-pack of our superior scrolls, and then we'll go ahead and try out our we'll try out a summon for 3,500 rubies. We'll see if we get lucky there. But yeah, I'm not gonna summon all too much. Obviously, I don't have a lot of rubies. I just got a lot of free ones here. So and you guys have seen it beforehand. I don't do a lot of summons anymore here. So whoa. Maybe I can stop right now if we get that Shen. Obviously, we're looking for that paper Shen. We would take anyone. Obviously, a new unit would be great. But we might not even have to do our ruby summons, right? Because we already got the new unit. There is the natural 5-star. So let's go ahead and take a look at our 4 stars here. Kruger and Cho. None of the units that I use, but let's go ahead and take a look. Pop it. And it looks like we got a duplicate monster. So Francisca. Obviously, that's going to be okay because we can always use some skill ups there. So because of the fact we didn't get the new unit, let's go ahead and do it one more time here with the rubies. Let's see if we can get lucky. Come on, come on. Give me that goal. Oh, rip the dream. Okay, let's go ahead and run through it. We don't need to see this cycle here. We did get a couple of 3 stars. Or sorry, correction, a couple of 4 stars, but nothing too crazy here. That's unfortunate. So again, guys, that's going to be it. Not too much luck on my end, but again, I did not do a lot of summons here, so we're just going to kind of leave it at that. But again, guys, the new update is in. We got the new Destro Silvas faction. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this, change. Do you like the new boss? What kind of compositions are you playing around with? Let me know what you guys are thinking. Probably in a future video, we'll take a look at some of the burn units that they recommend and see which ones we like the best. And then, of course, I'm hoping to see in the future time, the next time we do the video, maybe I'll get lucky, pull that paper chin so we can kind of do a little review and test them out in some regular PvE and PvP content, okay? That's going to be it, guys. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish, or ChildishPlays checking out. Take care, and we will see you all in the next Destiny 6 video. I'm out.